Hello, thanks for joining me at Take the Stage Voice Studio for this walk and talk. Today we're going to talk about a recent article that I've seen circulating about Christopher Maltman, who is a baritone, and he was recently quoted saying that you can't have a six-pack and sing opera well, that there's too much muscle involved, that muscle means tightness, and that you can't be flexible and be able to sing free if you have too much muscle. There's a lot of people talking about this, opinions about this, and discussions about body composition have been around for a long time. Like, if a singer loses weight, we gotta talk about it. And are they going to destroy their voice if they lose weight because they're not going to know how to support or whatever, all these different things. But I just have to weigh in on a couple of different things as a voice teacher. And one of those things is that since when is it that if someone is strong, that they're not also flexible and able to move? And I've got so many examples of this, but let's just look at a gymnast. By body weight, they're probably some of the strongest people in the world and can swing themselves around bars. Their arms are so strong, their backs, their legs, and yet incredibly flexible. Why would it be that if somebody, there's a leaf blower, so I'm going to turn around. Why would it be that if somebody has muscle, that they would be inflexible? Now, if you think about a bodybuilder, someone whose only goal is to build muscle, but they don't necessarily care about efficiency or coordination or what they can do with their muscle, it's just like the way that their muscles look, then yes, there are definitely some very strong looking people who can lift a lot of weight, but they're not very mobile and agile. So yeah, there's definitely some nuance to that conversation. So do I believe that somebody could potentially have worked out and created like a lot of strength in their core that might be helpful for yoga or might be helpful for lifting weight, but might get in the way of their singing? I definitely think that that is a possibility, because the type of core energy that you use for those things like yoga, or another example of this is I have often taught ballet dancers or just dancers in general to sing. The way that you use your core in dancing is very different the way that you use and coordinate your core in singing. So you'll have to learn how to coordinate it and have it be flexible in a different way when you're dancing than when you're singing. Or when you're doing yoga, I do a lot of yoga, so that's kind of the way I think about it. When I'm doing yoga, I think about my belly and my core and my breath in a very different way than how I think about it when I am singing. And there are several reasons for that, but the strength that I develop when I'm doing exercises does not hamper the way that I sing. It just means that I have to train the way that I sing in a different way than I train my body when I'm doing other things. And it's the same thing for anyone who gains or loses weight. There's no, it's not helpful to think that one body is like the ideal body for singing. Singing happens in all different sizes of bodies. There's not a better or worse type of body. There's just like a well-trained body and an untrained body, or a lesser trained body, when it comes to different voice types and singing. So if you want to lose some weight, if that's like something that feels like a happy choice for you in your life, something that you feel would bring value to your life, then that's something that you can totally do. And yes, your breathing might feel different, so you train it, and no big deal. And if you want to start an exercise program and you're gaining some strength in your body, just make sure that you're not doing it like a bodybuilder, where you're stiff, where you can't, like I've seen pictures of bodybuilders trying to do gymnastics and they like can't, I'm not saying all bodybuilders, just the specific ones in these videos, they can't bend down and touch their toes, or they can't do a somersault because they can't roll and coordinate their body. So if you want to gain some strength in your body, don't do it like that. That's not going to help you with much other than having a nice physique, and it's probably not going to help your singing. But if you want to do it, but you want to be mobile and you want to be flexible, you have to train your breath muscles, the belly muscles, the inhalation muscles, the muscles that push open and help to open your throat. They are a different set of muscles and are coordinated differently than the type of muscles that we use to engage our core, or like belly button to spine, or an ice cream scoop to your belly. That's what I've heard dancers say before. That's a different type of coordination. And it's possible to learn two different types of coordination. They don't have to take away from each other. Another body change thing that's important is like, what if someone wants to have a baby? You have a baby and your belly changes and your pelvic floor changes. Does that mean that you can't still sing well? Just because there was like a change in your body? I think it's just really silly to think that your body has to be exactly like someone else's body, or that if your body goes through a change that you aren't going to be able to sing well. So building the muscles, building efficiency, building coordination, building flexibility, and yes, in the breath, from your belly muscles, all of the different muscles that you need to be able to sing out and sing clear and do it in a powerful and exciting way. All of that is within your reach and can be helpful for you. You just have to train it well. So if this is something that you're interested in, you want to build your voice, you want to know about the actual muscles that you're using to have an even vibrato, to have clear chiaroscuro, to be able to release your voice without excess tension, then hit me up and let's do a free trial lesson. Check me out at evandunn.com and we can talk about it. And thanks for joining me on this walk and talk. We'll see you later.